Good day, TIs. It's Annie Caspar. It's 12:09 p.m. 2017. Good news and bad news. The first class council, my major choice, declined representation um, right now. And I think the reason for that is one of two reasons. Given their stature in the United States, it's highly probable they're very well aware of these programs, and that because of their own fear of becoming targeted, they decline to take our representation. I'm pretty sure that that's actually what it is, because the conversations over the past month with them that I've had, and my contact there, who's a partner, were such that I didn't expect what happened yesterday, which was it was just a standard level of shuck and jive, and I expected a lot more from them, actually. But at the same time, of course, they do have the right to decline representation, especially in an area like this, because you're talking about some very new law. But don't be disheartened. I just More letters are going out. I'm getting more referrals for folks. We're going to get this done, trust me. And I apologize for being kind of MIA, but they clock me with planes like it's just you can. I had 26 planes again today, this morning, from 10 of 9, from the minute I woke up until I almost screamed at the executive assistant for the CEO. What happened here? Okay, that's fine. All right. Sorry. What happened? Sorry. Sorry. I'm not just happy you're what happened. But anyway, um, yes, to get my flybys, 26 flybys this morning alone, and then 20 something on Tuesday. And I finally have legal counsel for my personal issues here, because I'm done with these guys. I mean, I'm really done with them. So don't despair about the class council. Onward we go. And I think once we get the UN letter in, we get the packet of letters to the president and to governors and to senators, national senators and congress people, and then local, I think we'll be in a lot better position also. And I knew this would be the case, because unfortunately everyone's so terrorized by these programs, and not just us, the targeted individuals, everyone, because everyone of any power and influence knows exactly what's going on. That, what we are encountering is basically Hitler's Germany in 1936, where it was a small percentage of human beings that stood up for Jews and other persecuted humans, and the rest remained silent to protect themselves. And I did say that yesterday. I think you would have been proud of me. I said, I come to you as a Jew in 1936 with a trainload of Jews on their way to Auschwitz. That was pretty mind blowing to her, I could tell. But it is what it is, and we are where we are. So don't despair, whatever you do. And thank you so much for sending folks for the UN letter and for this program. It's very necessary, because I think in the last year particularly, a lot of TIs have been misdirected by, forgive me for saying this, guys, but what I perceive to be infiltrators. They may not be, but let's put it this way. It's very simple. If folks, even in their most limited intellectual, social, economic reach, are able to positively move you forward, to make you stronger, to make you able to endure more, to make you able to stem the targeting with effective actions in your local community, as well as nationally and internationally, then those are people that you should be following and you should be working with very closely. If they have not done that, and they have only, and don't misunderstand me when I say this, please, but they've only given you information that ultimately was distracting from a clear course of action that would mitigate these programs and perhaps even terminate them for you, as well as bear remedy. I think everything is not the words, everything is the action. So Please do join us. Continue to send folks. And please listen to my instructions on the letter. It must be a Word document. It must be signed. It must be lightly personalized. You cannot reveal your evidence. You cannot reveal your timeline at this juncture. You are actually breaking your affiliation with the class by doing so, and you don't want to do that. Because in this kind of situation where most probably given the criminal intent of the criminal intent and deeds of the people who run these programs, um, you know, you need the cover of class and group for evidential purposes and for development purposes. And while I respect individual efforts enormously, and I so appreciate them, the only way we're going to be able to do this is when we come together. If you look at the successful social movements, which were definitively subverted by programs like this since the 60s, that's what got people more rights. It was the unity in their movement and very clear and directed executive, legislative, and judicial action. And that's what I'm doing. So that's enough of me, I think, huh? I feel pretty good considering they kept me up all night. And the planes. But you know what? With the near screaming at and I didn't scream, but I just get very like, get these planes off of my coordinates. It's quiet, but it's also lunchtime. So we shall see. We shall see. Again, you can reach me at Annie Kaspar, ANIKASPAR @gmail.com. Please send an email and I will send you the copy of the UN letter. Please, we are extending the deadline on the UN letter because we have so much response now to next Friday, but it's got to go out next Friday. Please contribute to Annie Rising at GoFundMe.com, whatever you can, because it's going to cost right now about $120 for making the copies for the 2 UN offices and then making sure it goes by certified registered, the receipt, so we have it documented that they got everything and somebody signed for it and they can't shuck and jive us about, well, it is lost in the universe somewhere. Sorry, I'm kind of giddy today because I didn't sleep. And I just had 26 planes drive over me. I'm so happy. I've become very joyous no matter what's happening because it's the only way I think I can process this correctly. So, Annie Kaspar at gmail.com, and you may also reach me at 941-356-8007. But please understand, I'm very directed, very focused on this program, getting it done. I can't commiserate much. I just can't, guys. I've been through it too. I've had everything destroyed. I got it. I got it. Look at pictures of me at Annie Rising 5 years. Yeah, 6 years ago. Yeah, I've been through it. I know. And then when we have our core group, which is looking more like 20 now, we're a little loosey-goosey, but it's looking good. That core group is going to move to the president's office. Boom, 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 boom. And each one of the folks that is supplying a letter for the UN, I need you guys to recruit at least one more TI. And that TI ultimately recruits another, and it goes on, so that we actually ultimately have a group of at least 100 TIs, so that we're very powerful when we go wherever we're going. And we are the core movement group. More motors. So, I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to your letters. For those of you who are personalizing too much and giving too much data, please, you can't keep it to the letter I have supplied. And for everyone who has been contributing to the targeted community and has done a knockdown, drag out job over the past 10 years, thank you so very much. I'm sorry I wasn't here earlier, but I got derailed last year, actually last December of 2015. Really badly derailed. We would have had this movement done back then if the folks I had trusted in the TI movement had not subverted my efforts and co-opted my audience. Anyway, it's all good. Timing is everything. And the timing is now. We're in a really good spot, guys. I'm sorry, I think that's the garbage man. Sounds like that. Maybe you don't hear it. Anyway, Annie Caspar, ANIKASPAR at gmail.com and 941-356-8007. But I'm here to get what? Get the job done, not to commiserate and yada yada. I'm also not here to like take in data. I have the data that I need to move forward, right? And we're moving forward. We're not getting stuck here. We're not going backward. We're not getting lost in this, right? In the data swim. No. TIs have been lost in the data swim for way too long, and you guys have been incredibly ineffective. I saw a beautiful movie last night called We Are Here, and it was a documentary about the AIDS crisis in San Francisco in the late 70s and early 80s and right through the 90s. And I was so inspired by how a group of people came together and literally have almost eradicated disease. And that was what, 30 years. And remember, HIV is a pretty serious thing. And for a very long time, there was no governmental or other support for its eradication. Kind of like chronic fatigue for women, which, by the way, we can always talk about. It's no juncture. It's like a mini form of AIDS. Yeah, yeah. So, but I was so impressed because despite the incredible obstacles that these people went through and the loss of so many friends and people that they treasured and loved and family members, they actually stemmed a major killing disease. And they got legislation enacted and they got community programs installed all over the country, and they created a true, beautiful movement. I'm so done with them. You have no idea. So let's do that, okay? Much love. Blessings.